subjective, which in turn means that films can be dumb entertainment or intense, intelligent explorations of a theme, or in some cases, even both. However, some films take it beyond just a simple entertaining experience and get those cogs turning in your head to try and put all the pieces together. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every new sub helps us achieve our goal and keeps us motivated to create new content. With that being said, I'm your host, Jamie, and here are 10 mind-bending cerebral suspense thrillers. Number 1. The Cell. 2000's cerebral, convoluted sci-fi horror film The Cell is sometimes heady, sometimes gaudy, but it has some undeniable strengths. Renowned serial killer Karl Rudolf Stargher, who is known for killing his victims via a slowly filling water tank, is found comatose just after he recently kidnapped a new victim. She's alive, but her whereabouts are unknown. A child psychologist, played by Jennifer Lopez, has recently been experimenting with some new technology that allows one person to enter someone else's mind. She's asked by the FBI to link up with the serial killer using said technology in order to figure out where he's hidden his victim before it's too late. The Cell has an intriguing premise and is visually titillating, which carries the viewer through the more unfocused aspects of the narrative. Everything from the art direction and mise-en-scene is evocative. The Cell has cult favorite written all over it, as I'm sure the fans have analyzed the imagery and symbolism with a fine-tooth comb. The film is also deliciously macabre, an impressive work of body horror. The Cell definitely has something for horror fans and sci-fi fans alike. You can witness it on Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 2. Inception. Christopher Nolan is clearly one of the greatest living directors to date. In 2010, he brought us the quite thrilling, cerebral sci-fi masterpiece, Inception. The brilliant ensemble cast that includes Ellen Page, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, as their characters weave their way through a world where one can infiltrate dreams. This is a top-rate blockbuster that goes beyond just popcorn entertainment. Inception delivers to the audience an expert philosophical and emotional one-two punch. The SAG Award-winning script never underestimates its audience, and the thunderous score from Hans Zimmer elevates this film even higher into the stratosphere of epic cinematic experiences. The chords in the score have become so recognizable. They were at one point played when something was considered mind-blowing. Since Inception is dealing with the world of the dream, one in which people can die, the temporal dilation that occurs on each level of the dream really has the viewer on the edge of their seat. Prepare to be wowed over on Prime, Google Play, Vudu, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 3. The Matrix. 1999's The Matrix is known for its groundbreaking visual effects, as well as introducing mainstream America to cinematic styles that were more unique to the cinema of Japan. The stunning visuals are a match only for the cerebral themes and sublime storytelling. Although all the actors embody their characters well in this fantastic ensemble, Lawrence Fishburne is arguably the standout in his role as Morpheus, whose character guides us from the Matrix into the real world. Fishburne fashioned a unique articulation for his character, and he imbues the screen with a Shakespearean stage presence. Hugo Weaving also stole scenes with his biting performance as the main antagonist, Agent Smith. One of the things that makes The Matrix so iconic and dynamic is that it's as action-filled as it is suspenseful. For my generation, this was the go-to mind-blowing film. The Matrix is centered around a group of super hackers played by Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss, playing Neo, the aforementioned Morpheus, and Trinity, respectively. Neo feels a disconnect with reality, which reflected a general malaise felt by Gen X with society at the time. we come to learn that the characters are not living in the real world, and reality is a simulation called The Matrix. Make sure to go enjoy it over on Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 4, Donnie Darko. Donnie Darko sees Jake Gyllenhaal play the titular character in his breakout role. Sorry, Bubble Boy. The story follows Donnie Darko, who sees a demonic rabbit, and in a trance-like state follows him out onto a golf course at night. At the same time, an unidentified engine crashes into Donnie's room, which would have killed him had he not been there. Donnie Darko is an existential drama that is also part thriller and sci-fi. All these elements are tied stellarly into themes of time and fate, making the film effervesce, suspense, and philosophy. It's engaging, thought-provoking, criticizing everything from the superficiality of suburbia to religious hypocrisy. And it is also quite evident that Donnie is not only a genius, but suffers from severe clinical depression. Donnie Darko was director Richard Kelly's Lightning in a Bottle. It was also produced by Drew Barrymore, who had a starring role. Seth Rogen also has a brief role in it as well. I often wonder, though, how its success would have changed had it not been released around 9/11. Make sure to take some time to check this out on Tubi, Pluto, Sling, Plex, Prime, the CW, Freevee, Hulu, Fubo, Disney+, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 5, Censor. British horror mystery Censor is an unrated film released in 2021 and distributed by Vertigo Releasing. The film first screened at Sundance in January of 2021 before its August UK release. The film takes place in the 80s and follows Enid Baines, who works for the British Board of Film Classifications, or the BBFC. The BBFC is much like the USA's MPA, or Motion Picture Association, that's in charge of giving films to their ratings. When Enid was young, her sister Lee disappeared. While everyone around her is sure she's dead, Enid is not. Censor is Welsh filmmaker Prano Bailey Bond's debut feature film, which received high acclaim, even winning Europe's Palme d'Or Award. Enid, during her job analyzing extremely violent films, also starts recalling more from the night her sister disappeared. She stumbles across one in which she and her sister Lee are both in. Enid starts to follow clues to uncover the mystery behind her sister's disappearance. Censor is a critique of humanity's obsession with violence, as well as our tendency to conflate media with reality. Censor provides an argument that violence in media provides a necessary psychological catharsis, but does ask, how far is too far? That's where ratings are important, because where is the line between catharsis and desensitizing excess? Near the end of Censor, Enid arrives on a film set where she finds the actress she thought looked like Lee, thinking it is her sister, and kills the actor she thinks is attacking her. The final scene appears to be VHS footage of Enid, Lee, and her parents together and happy, in a perfect little community, embedded with quick cuts of a cold reality in which each is screaming. The final shot is a VHS tape labeled Censor being ejected. So was it all in her mind? Was it a movie within a movie? View it on Tubi, Billo, Zumo, Fandango, Plex, Fubo, Sling, Google Play, Prime, or Redbox to decide for yourself. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Number 6, Jacob's Ladder. The 1990 psychological horror film Jacob's Ladder was directed by Adrian Lyne. Lyne by this point was known for films that explored passions with a sexual underpinnings like Flashdance and Fatal Attraction. Although Jacob's Ladder does have that kind of surreal energy about it. Tim Robbins plays Jacob Singer, an infantryman who fought in Vietnam in 1971. He loses his entire platoon in a bloodbath, narrowly dying himself. Jacob wakes up in a hospital in 1975, his memory fractured. If Lynn's goal was to invoke the trauma of war, then he succeeded with flying colors. Jacob's Ladder is structured in a way that the viewer doesn't know what's really happening at any given moment, very much reflecting the anxiety surrounding Vietnam vets who came home suffering with PTSD. Jacob's flashbacks and hallucinations create both a temporal and reality disconnect. Fun fact, Jacob's Ladder heavily influenced the popular horror video game franchise Silent Hill. Renowned film critic gave the film a 3.5-star review, stating, "Jacob's Ladder was not a pleasant experience, but it was exhilarating in the sense that I was able to observe filmmakers working at the edge of their abilities and inspirations." The film received mostly positive reception, although many agree with Ebert's assessment about it being uncomfortable. Although the most gut-wrenching moment comes at the end when the audience learns that Jacob does ultimately die in Vietnam in a triage tent. You can stream it on Pluto, Google Play, Fandango, or Prime. Number 7, Identity. Academy Award-winning director James Mangold delivered his mystery thriller Identity in 2003 with modest praise from critics. James Mangold, even by this point in time, had proven to be a versatile director, as he had dabbled in all sorts of genres, and would continue to do so throughout his impressive career. He'd go on to direct the Johnny Cash biopic Walk the Line, starring Joaquin Phoenix, which would garner all sorts of Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture. He would also helm a fantastic remake of the classic western 3:10 to Yuma, starring Russell Crowe. Plus, Mangold was also cinched at Best Screenplay nomination for his work on the sublime X-Men film Logan. Identity is a whodunit mystery inspired by the 1939 Agatha Christie novel And Then There Were None. Identity begins with a violent murderer on trial named Malcolm Rivers. The film also tells a parallel story about a group of people that are trapped in a motel during a violent storm. They are picked off one by an unseen assailant. As each body drops, the victims' bodies then mysteriously disappear. John Cusack plays the lead character, an ex-cop named Ed, and he and the rest of the people stranded have to unravel the mystery. Identity is a well-made, well-cast slasher whodunit produced by Kathy Conrad, who was known for producing another acclaimed slasher whodunit series, Scream. And much like those films, there are quite a few red herrings in Identity. While the film was leading you to believe that it was the crazed killer Malcolm, everything at the motel was actually in Malcolm's head. Each person was a different one of his 11 personalities. Identity can be streamed on Prime, Google Play, or Fandango. Number 8, Requiem for a Dream. The cult classic Requiem for a Dream is acclaimed director Darren Aronofsky's sophomore film. It's a visceral and horrifying insight into the psyche of a drug-addicted mind. Aronofsky has had a career of stylish, heavy-hitting, Oscar-caliber films that frequently exhibit tour de force performances recognized by the Academy as well. Black Swan, The Wrestler, and The Whale all come to mind. Requiem for a Dream stars Ellen Berenstain, Jennifer Connelly, Marlon Wayans, and Jared Leto. The ensemble delivers quite strong performances, even to the point where Berenstain was nominated for an Academy Award. For me personally, seeing Marlon Wayans in a more serious role was exciting, as we all know he's a brilliant comedic actor. But I digress. Requiem for a Dream blurs the lines between reality and what's going on in each character's head as each character copes with addiction. Aronofsky's use of breakneck editing montage, split screen, and motivated lighting to create suspense are well as highlight the intensity, surrealism, and confusion of the characters' experiences with drugs. The title refers to the American dream, as it has failed each character to some capacity. One of the most unforgettable moments of the film comes near the end. The fate of each character is revealed through a fever dream montage that includes electroshock therapy, jail, hospitalization, and an orgy-like situation, all with a nerve-wracking score underpinning it. If any of this has caused you to raise an eyebrow, I recommend checking the film out on Plex, Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango. Number 9, Minority Report. Director Steven Spielberg brought his A-game to 2002's Minority Report. The film is an adaptation of Philip K. Dick's 1956 novella, The Minority Report. Philip K. Dick is notorious for his thrilling, thought-provoking sci-fi. Minority Report is every bit as cerebral as it is visually stunning. The sci-fi thriller takes place in the 2050s, where technology can predict who will be a criminal. It stars Tom Cruise as John Anderton, who's police chief of the pre-crime division. They use precogs, as in precognition, to see into the future. Despite what one may think of him personally, Tom Cruise will remind you why he was once a huge star of the silver screen. Things get tense when his character is the one involved in future crimes. Despite the suspense-fueled message, Minority Report ironically predicted a handful of future tech, particularly post-9/11 invasive technologies. You can watch it over on Prime or Fandango. Number 10, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Over here at Fat Ninja, we love Nightmare on Elm Street, and the third film in the franchise is one to be reckoned with. Following Kristen a year after the events from Freddy's Revenge, Freddy was able to cut Kristen's wrists as if she were trying to end her life. Her mother quickly has her admitted to Weston Hills Psychiatric Hospital, where Kristen begins to battle going to sleep. She ends up meeting others who are also connected to Freddy and his cause, and together they have to fight their way to survive their dreams. Sure, critics, especially Roger Ebert, didn't really care for the film, but let's be honest, it's a Freddy film. We're not looking for a total in-depth character building. We know they're gonna die. Just how does it happen? However, the special effects are classic, such as for Jennifer's death scene. It was like a dummy made out of fiberglass, so everything moved a little more human-like. Plus, the haunting score that just ebbs on the imagination is masterclass, leaving goosebumps on my arms at least. Featuring Heather Langenkamp, Patricia Arquette, Jennifer Rubin, Larry Fishburne, and the ever-brilliant Robert Englund as Freddy, you will want to check this one out before Freddy comes for you on Google Play, Apple TV, Prime, or Fandango. Thanks for checking out the video. Did we leave any films off the list? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to tap that bell icon to stay up to date with our latest releases. You can reach out to us on Twitter or X at StudiosFat, or chat with us on Discord, linked below. We're also now on Blue Sky. You can find us at studiosfat.bsky.social, which will also link below. If you're really enjoying our content and want to help support us, click that join button for exclusive content, rewards, and perks. Make sure to check out our very own merch store located at fatninja.shop. All proceeds go towards our next film project, so we'd greatly appreciate it. I've been your host, Jamie. Thanks again. See you in the next one.